Are you craving something light, zesty, and refreshing? This homemade ceviche is a classic that is so much simpler than you might think and absolutely packed with delicious flavor. One of the tricks to adding intense flavor with minimal effort is to roast the jalapeno. Doing it first and allowing it to cool while preparing the other ingredients will make dicing it much easier. If you want to save time, buy peeled and deveined shrimp and then cut into bite-sized pieces. Another way to really pump up the flavor is to zest the limes before juicing. That one small step of adding lime zest brings a bright aromatic punch without adding extra acidity. To make the limes easier to juice, press down and roll them firmly on the counter before cutting. This helps break down the internal membranes so you'll get more juice with less effort. I like to add part of the lime juice along with the zest to the shrimp to infuse it with citrus flavor, and then save the rest of the lime juice for the avocados to prevent them from turning brown. English cucumbers tend to have a milder and less bitter flavor than regular cucumbers, making them perfect for this ceviche. You'll want to peel and to seed the cucumbers. The easiest way to do this is to use the tip of a soup spoon or teaspoon to scrape down the center, removing the watery core. For many new cooks, chopping and dicing veggies feels very intimidating. The best advice I can give is start with a sharp knife, keep your fingers in a claw, and go slowly, focusing on consistency over speed. I honestly break all three of these rules in my home kitchen from time to time. This is because I've grown extremely comfortable sometimes breaking the rules, but the key really is taking your time when chopping. At this point, the jalapeno should be cooled and ready to dice. If you're serving anyone who has more delicate taste buds, definitely remove the seeds before chopping. If you want this to be spicier, use as many jalapenos as you'd like. For anyone who has the gene where cilantro tastes like soap, the best substitute is chili powder and cumin. I would start with a half teaspoon of chili powder and a quarter teaspoon of cumin, taste test, and then add more if needed. To chop cilantro, first cut the stems off and then bunch the leaves together, run your knife through, and then rock it back and forth until the leaves are finely chopped. Because not everyone is a cilantro fan, it's really important to start with a smaller amount and then add more if desired. I love cilantro, so I use the entire bunch. For the avocados, hold the avocado gently in one hand and use the sharp knife to slice lengthwise until the blade hits the pit. Then slowly rotate the avocado in your hand while keeping the knife steady, cutting all the way around. Once you've gone full circle, twist the halves apart. If you're uncomfortable removing the pit with a knife, you can pry it loose with your fingers as seen here, and then use the knife to gently score the flesh in a grid pattern without cutting through the skin, then use a spoon to scoop out the diced pieces. Either red or white onion works great for this ceviche. If raw onion tastes too strong, soak it in cold water for 10 minutes to mellow the flavor and then drain well. Although optional, crushed garlic adds a delicious, savory flavor that balances the tangy lime beautifully. For more recipes like this and for weekly inspiration, make sure to head on over to thefedupfoodie.com and sign up for my newsletter where I share recipes and tips in helping to make cooking from scratch approachable.